Yeah, Bothro, you'll see Jerry, producer Jerry, he don't give a shit. He'll just cut the commercial, cut us off. Right, I agreed. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, wrap it up after the last rock. Yeah.
Yeah, the Ukes lost the way he starts a story when. Shitterbot's gonna host. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. If we can get Andrew on here, this could get ugly. We're gonna have some fun tonight. The boys poured a whiskey and we're gonna tell some stories. Were they? No, they're not. No way. Someone said that? Oh, they must have been missing me and you. We ripped everybody in Saskatchewan. Oh, Jerry, I was gonna send you a picture. I'm in Wawota at this junior curling camp. They don't know who the fuck I am there. There's like 4 people, juniors, have their phones out watching the live stream in Swift Current, watching what's going on. Like 4 of them sitting there on their phones, and I was like, "That's deadly." I took a picture for you.
Looks like Drew. Looks like Drew. It says hammer.
Okay, well, we won't wait for Andrew or any of them. Fuck it, me and you, shitter, will do. If those guys figure it out, so be it.
It might.
Okay, so one thing, shitter, when you can see curling, it's live. As soon as he starts off with the commercial, anytime there's curling, it's live. Anytime it goes to break, we're off. So,
okay.
Mute your shit and get us rolling, Jerry. Andrew, hopefully he figures it out. Yeah, you're here, you Ukrainian.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel, because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
So the unique thing about Stringham is, although we've grown, we still maintain the small town law feel.
And it's important to Stringham to go into those communities, to provide those high-level legal services to our community members, and to live in those communities, to support those communities, and to help those communities grow and thrive.
Curl Sask is proud to announce Friday, January 27th as the Affinity Credit Union Curling Day in Saskatchewan. We reached out to Saskatchewan for help with creating a new t-shirt design for this special day. We received over 20 submissions from people all over the province. But there could only be one winner. Congratulations to Amy Fredette from the Estevan Curling Club. Curl Sask is so excited to use this design for our Provincial Day of Curling on January 27th.
Sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
Curl Sask is proud to announce Friday, January 27th as the Affinity Credit Union Curling Day in Saskatchewan. We reached out to Saskatchewan for help with creating a new t-shirt design for this special day. We received over 20 submissions from people all over the province. But there could only be one winner. Congratulations to Amy Fredette from the Estevan Curling Club. Curl Sask is so excited to use this design for our Provincial Day of Curling on January 27th.
There's no doubt running any kind of farm comes with day-to-day challenges. We built a new facility 2 years ago. Technology has totally revolutionized dairy farming. Sask Milk gives us the tools to provide high quality standard of milk, making sure our equipment is all well taken care of, make sure that those animals are housed and cared for appropriately. They continue to push us with their standards to make sure that it just gets better and better.
Today, online bullying is more common than ever, but there is help. Sasktel wants to solve this problem. It's why they created Be Kind Online. If you're a victim of online bullying or know someone who is, or even if you just want to stop it from happening to anyone, this is a place to learn what you can do. You can find lots of tools and tips to help you stand up to cyberbullying. Be Kind Online is a place to learn how to stay safe as well, to learn best practices and plans to stop cyberbullying before it even has a chance.
We're back on you. I guess producer Jerry had us talking to ourselves in the first end, so we're back live and in color, hopefully. I guess with on the Curl Sask YouTube page and all of the live streaming platforms. I'm alongside Chris Heikert, general manager of the Swift Curling Club and recent firefighter curling champion, and Andrew Kowalski, also a firefighter curling champion. How you fellas doing?
Doing great tonight. T-Bot, doing great. You?
Yeah, doing good here. Looking forward to a good game here.
Well, I guess we don't have Andrew at the moment, but just to recap what happened in the first end, we had a blank end. The boys were raring to go, and they started a little early, actually. So we're already into the second end, and the boys seem content with playing an open end again. And we'll also keep an eye on the 3-4 game tonight, and that is between Eid and Zuralov. I always have a hard time with that last name, Zuralov.
I think it's my mouth.
So just recapping that the boys teams played a round robin, and Team Druitt's finished first in the round robin with a 5-1 record, and Team Brown was right behind in second place. So that's how they arrived at the 1-2 game. Team Druitt's actually beat Brown at Bryden to open the spiel, 6-4, but they beat and to get here, Team Druitt's beat Heistad, Zuralov, Dirksen, but they lost to Eid in the last game of the round robin play, but that didn't matter because they already clinched their spot in the 1-2 game. Team Bryden had a slow start to the spiel at the provincials. They lost 2 in a row to begin, but then went on a bit of a win streak, one against Team Eid, Zuralov and Heistad to finish second in the pool.
Yeah, they must have picked it up here after a slow start. Probably figured out the ice a little better.
And there we go. That voice is Mr. Andrew Kowalski.
Yeah, I think I'm with you now on the feed, Trevor.
Good reminder, everybody, this is a pledge playoff system, so the loser of this game goes to the semifinal tomorrow at 10 a.m. The winner of this game goes straight into the final at 3 p.m. in Swift Current.
Yeah, so the boys will be looking to pick up the win here. Obviously, they don't want to have to go to that sudden death game. Trip to the final and hammer is probably what everyone wants here.
Everybody's playing off for a spot in Nationals that start March 25th in, let me see if I can say this, Rouyn-Noranda, Quebec. And that is just, in case anybody is wondering, that is close to the Ontario border, northeast of Sudbury. So the Nationals are Quebec. Andrew, est-ce que tu parles un petit peu de français?
Well, bonjour to you too.
Okay. Well, the boys seem content with playing the open end here against the in the second end here. Andrew, a little surprised by that, or you just think they're feeling each other out?
I think probably feeling each other out a bit, and I mean they're probably nervous if anything else. I would like maybe a little bit. That wouldn't put them past that. Get their bearings, and we'll see what we can do here the last 8 ends.
There'll be a new junior provincial men's winner this year, since the winners from last year aren't in the competition this year. So the title's up for grabs this year. It's anybody's title to win.
Yeah, well, one of these two teams have been playing all week, so I mean, I'd look for them. I watched the Druids team play yesterday, and they were able to take care of Dirksen fairly easily. So we'll see how they do tonight. But they looked pretty good yesterday.
Here comes a draw attempt by Adam Druids. Adam, he works at the Riverside Country Club in Saskatoon, and is studying currently at the U of S.
So you're saying he's a bit of a golf hack?
He is, but I haven't played the Riverside. I wish I can get an invite sometime.
Yeah, that's a private club, is it not?
It is, yes.
Well, you know, Adam Druids, if you're tuning back in, watching your game, you reach out to old Shitterbot and myself, Chris Heichert, and the Uke. We'll go for a round of golf for you. That would be one heck of a foursome.
Hopefully this year's winner can return Saskatchewan to glory, because the last time there's been a National Canadian Junior Men's Chat from Saskatchewan, it was in 2011. And do you guys know who was on that team?
Was that not, if memory serves me correct, was that not Big Red skipping that team, Braden Muscowie?
That's correct.
I might stay clear, actually.
I think he had. I think he had our best Briar hopeful on his team too, with Colton Flash back then.
Yes, he was also playing with Kirk Myers and a guy by the name of Matt Lang.
You know, speaking of Colton Flash, the men's provincials is coming up in Estevan, February 1st to 5th. And one would have to believe that Colton Flash will be going into that as the favorite to the #1 seed.
Yes, I heard my man.
Yeah, I wouldn't think he'd.
Oh, I was just going to say, I saw that my man Kerry Tarasoff was setting up all the cameras there in Estevan, and the women's and men's will be playing their provincials here coming up right away. And the men's start on the women's start on Wednesday. So if you were looking for more curling, you only have to wait a few days.
Yeah, so it'll be good to see the women hit the ice here. We'll see who. I guess Barker's our reigning champion, and she's won a couple of events already this fall. It looks like.
No, if memory serves, the old Operation Corn Broom typically kicks off right around this time. And is that not a friendly little wager where a couple boys via Twitter reach out and select their team and battle it out in the women's playdown, provincial playdown there?
Yes, I encourage everybody to pay attention to the Operation Corn Broom hashtag coming up here in a few days.
Yeah, we'll be looking to have some fun with that, I think.
As we're continuing on with this open end, I'll just update the 3-4 game. And wow, Team Ede scored 5 in the first end against Team Zurloff. So Team Ede in the 3-4 game off to a strong start.
Yeah, well, with the 6 rock rule or 5 rock rule, that game is far from over. It's tough to peel out with a 5-point lead in the game nowadays.
So here we see Matthew Druitz attempting another blank end. And it's looking, he needs to sweep it to get it out, but looking good. We'll be back right after this for the third end.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
So the unique thing about Stringham is, although we've grown, we still maintain the small town law feel.
And it's important to Stringham to go into those communities, to provide those high-level legal services to our community members, and to live in those communities, to support those communities, and to help those communities grow and thrive.
You and him both talk.
Yep.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Swift Current Curling Club, and we are pleased in the third end to be joined by long-time Swift Current Curling member Clayton Wicks. Clayton, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, but I don't know if it's long time, but I'm pretty sure it's more like long time.
Okay.
I can remember when we thought push brooms
No
were
one's
weird.
been there longer.
Well, they've been around longer, but they can't walk and they don't come to the club anymore.
Well, here we go in the third end. We had a couple open ends to begin the match, but here we go. We got a center guard, we got a couple guards, and looks like the boys are ready to go in the third end. This is Jared Tessier with throwing this rock with Team Druids. Team Druids has been playing together since the 2020-2021 season. And I actually play Team Druids in the Nutana Men's League Monday nights in Saskatoon, and they are no slouches. They were leading our league for a bit, so these guys got some game.
Speaking of not having any game, Clayton Wicks is one guy who has not been leading the Swift Current Curling Club Thursday Night Super League very often.
Well, I'm glad you added very often there, because I just took a look at the leaderboard, and you're not up there, but a name familiar to me is.
You know what? That was me giving him the opportunity to let the viewers know. Clayton Wicks took Team Eichert and Team First Avenue Dendel, bent him over, and gave him a good old-fashioned butt kicking the other day. So kudos to Clayton and his squad, the Swift Plumbing and Heating Super League team, for just laying up pumping on the First Avenue Dental Team Eichert.
Clayton, maybe I'll get you to talk about the fact that you see two people standing behind the sheet there, and just in case people are wondering, those are not officials, they're coaches, and why are they standing back there?
Well, with junior curling, we now have the coaches can actually interact with the players. They kind of call a timeout, but it's not really a timeout. Play doesn't stop. The team that's in control of the house, if their coach wants to call their interaction, they can come out and talk, and the time clock keeps running for that team. They're granted extra minutes for the entire game, so you'll actually see no timeouts where the clock stops. You'll see coaches interaction, and the team with the coach and control of the house, their clock will keep running. Did that make sense?
You betcha. Here we see Team Druids second, Caden Snow, a bit of a tucker.
Yeah, that Manitoba attack of his looked like a young Jeff Stoughton coming out of the hack.
And these cameras weren't set up specifically for this event. These cameras are mounted permanently in the Swift Current Club. Like, Chris, maybe can you talk about what it's meant to your club to have these cameras mounted permanently inside the curling ring?
If I had to use one word to sum it up, the word would be game changer. But all you viewers tuning in, you're seeing firsthand just what Curling Stadium and Jerry Gertz, John Benton, James Gordon, the whole team, what they're doing. They are up to 13 locations across the world where they have high definition pan tilt zoom cameras installed in facilities, ensuring that they're bringing the coverage to you, to your home, to your tablet, to your device, and giving coverage definitely to curling and the coverage that it definitely deserves. So it's been a game changer for the Swift Current Curling Club, and we're honored to be able to free of charge air this curling out for all of you viewers to watch. The only cost is having to listen to this cast of clowns on the mic tonight.
And just to add a little bit to that, Chris, all you have to do is take a look around at this facility. I know we can't pan the cameras, but even look on the ice, and we have got, through your hard work and Curling Stadium, a lot of sponsors here giving us a substantial amount of money.
Yeah, you know, it's great. Just to throw a few stats
Also sounds like
you. Last year was our first year we had Curling Stadium in the facility, and we had close to 500,000 views, and there was over 4.4 million minutes of watched curling inside our club. This year we're anticipating close to 10 million minutes of watched curling by close to 1.2 million viewers. So definitely for sponsors and advertisers, it's a good way that the Curling Club can use this to promote, advertise, and market for your business. for pennies on the dollar. So yeah, I can't say enough what curling stadiums help do with our club in gaining notoriety and really putting us on the map and being able to host some world-class events.
We talked about the Saskatchewan history of Saskatchewan at the Canadian Junior Curling Championships. Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Matthew and Jared on Team Druid do have some national curling pedigree. They won the 2018 Canadian Championship, under 18 championship. So there's some championship pedigree on the ice, and the title for the men is up for grabs this year. You know, both these teams played in the last chance men's event in Tisdale, and it probably was a very good tune-up for this event. In Tisdale, actually, Team Druids lost to this Bryden team, but Team Bryden did quite well in Tisdale, and they beat, as I said, they beat Druids, and they beat a former Saskatchewan provincial men's champion in Manners. So. And Team Druids is also very active on the Saskatchewan curling tour. So, what do you guys think is the benefit for these junior curlers to be playing in these men's and women's tours?
Well, I think the amount of they're able to play on a week out basis, and it's fairly good competition, a lot of experience they're going against, and yeah, so definitely benefits them. It wasn't much of a thing when we were curling, I guess when I was playing juniors.
Brecklin Gervais there with a little bit outside there for Team Bryden. Brecklin Gervais, he represented Saskatchewan at the 2019 Canada Winter Games.
Yeah, I want to echo those sentiments from the Uke there. Without question, it's different now with these junior curling teams than it was back in the day when I curled, and even further back in the day when Wicks curled. But when I was coming out of junior, just didn't have the opportunities really to play against them. And there was a big learning curve and step up once you moved to the men's ranks. And not many curlers were able to do that. Across Canada, John Morris was about one of the only ones that was able to make that move and be quite successful. But yeah, now you're seeing it now. They're playing in all these men's events as junior teams. They're doing quite well. And the second they step onto the men's scene, they're off and running, and they're definitely a strong contender at a men's level, even though they're junior curlers.
When back in the day when I was involved in junior curling, there hardly wasn't junior curling because we weren't strong enough to throw it down to the other end of the ice. You guys don't know what curling is. You want to throw a rock and see snow fly out from the sides of it. And I'm not that
well,
old.
Is it any different now that Max Kirkpatrick, old legend down in Swift Current, he still struggles to get her down to the other end, even with his peel weight. coming in with a light board weight.
But he hasn't changed.
No, you're right. Even though he calls a peel and he throws hack, he still makes the shot.
Here comes Joshua Bryden with looks like a little hack weight hit and roll. Nice roll right on top.
Yeah, very good weight control there. The shot was well executed. Nice control of the weight and an absolutely perfect roll. Nice sweeper's weight there.
So I'm standing directly behind the sheet, and Randy's right in front of me, and he seems to be wiggling back and forth as the rock goes down the sheet. I don't know if it's as hard on Dad as when he curled, but he's seen a million of these shots. But I think he's more nervous now than any time he ever threw a stone.
And of course, Clayton's talking
Yeah, I
about.
think it's
Of course, Clayton's talking about a man that's very familiar to Saskatchewan curling fans. That's Randy Bryden.
Correct.
I still haven't got over my. I lost to Randy Bryden in the Regina men's spiel final in extra end, and old Randy still haven't got over that loss. But one day, me, I'll get back.
yeah,
You haven't got over it because of the way you lost?
Exactly.
Should I ask Randy? Should I ask Randy, or was it a bad shot by you?
Probably the latter.
Yeah, tough to lose a Grand Slam event like that, eh, Trevor?
It is, yep.
The Regina
like
men's,
another
that's
good
a pretty
shot.
popular event. That Regina men's is a pretty popular event. That Snaggletooth, Darren Snaggle Engel used to play pretty competitively in that and do quite well in the past.
Looks like we had another nice draw there to get shot rock with the freeze. Looks like Brian's gonna follow him down here again.
I couldn't get any biters on that snaggle chops. No pun intended on that.
Well, I'm assuming he's tuned in. He is the official line score watcher of the SAS Tour.
Well, Joshua Brun just a little bit heavy, and then does Team Druids here have a shot for two?
I think that shot is there with a nice kind of board weight. Looks like he bounced just enough. Nose hit should do it, or just a hair under with the roll.
Wicks, I hear that cash register up in the Swift Lawn Care Lounge ringing and dinging. There's a few bevies going through. What's the atmosphere like up in the lounge tonight for this playoff action?
Well, we've most of the seats are full. We've got pretty much a full row standing behind. I haven't been downstairs. I try not to venture too far away from the bar. I like to keep tab on the bar sales.
Nice shot for two, and that's 2-0 for Druids. We'll be back after this.
So how many years ago was that you lost Bryden?
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
So the unique thing about Stringham is, although we've grown, we still maintain the small town law feel.
And it's important to Stringham to go into those communities, to provide those high-level legal services to our community members, and to live in those communities, to support those communities, and to help those communities grow and thrive.
Okay.
You're okay.
Welcome back to the fourth end here at the Junior Men's Curling Provincials. We got our first points of the game, 2-0 scored by Druids, and we'll have this opportunity as one to update the 3-4 game currently going on now at the same time. And Team Ede has stolen 3 in the second end, so they are up to a dominant 8-0 lead in the 3 versus 4 game. So still early, but looks like Team Ede has a strong stranglehold in that match.
Yeah, so nice
I'm sorry,
shot by the Bryden team, or sorry, the Druids team last end. That outturn board weight hit for 2 there.
For you viewers at home wondering what a stranglehold is, it's a stranglehold.
Well, we got longtime Swift Current Curling Club member sitting up in the lounge there, and Clayton, how's the ice running from your vantage point?
Well, I'm the long time member of the Swift Curling Club. Still strikes a hard chord with me, but anyway, it's probably just better than 14 seconds between hogs.
Well, I just wanted to mention something too that I saw that something I haven't saw before is that I saw actually some of the curlers in the provincials were helping prepare the ice before the game. Now, what led to that?
Are you asking me that? Because I didn't notice that. Chris might be able to fill you in on that.
Certainly, I'll take the opportunity to. Swift Current's quite fortunate. We've had some great junior ice technicians over the years, and curlers that have went on to do quite well in their curling. But Rachel Schlechter and Aaron Thibault and Team Kesserling, fresh off of winning the under-18 championships, and they're in the playoffs here as well. Both junior ice technicians at the Swift Current Curling Club under longtime ice tech Jason Broughton. And it's been great to have them because in between games when they're not curling, they've been on the scraper, they've been on the pebble can, and they've been helping prep the ice for this event. I think the idea there was to get a little hometown advantage when you get to put your own pebble down on the sheet you're playing on. But yeah, excellent to have kids taking an interest in ice making because they are the future of the ice. So good on them, Rachel Schlechter and Aaron Thibault, 2 junior ice techs here in Swift Current.
And any of you that were fortunate/unfortunate enough to try and listen to me this morning doing some commentating at 10 o'clock, when I got here this morning, Rachel was sitting up by the area there that we have set up, and I looked at her and I said, why don't you throw on a headset and do some commentating? And I got the nicest, prettiest big round eyes I've ever seen, and she threw on the headset and helped out for that game. So a big thank you to Rachel. She's an awesome asset to curling.
Well, looks like Joshua.
I didn't know that she was on there. I probably should have had you pass her my way. You know, I bet the commentators quite tightly before I allow them to come on air, as you can see.
Well, I was teamed up with Sarah Hogue, and I'm pretty sure by the 5th end break, I told them both they should start looking for agents because the phone's going to start ringing.
Well, it's pretty easy to get on the air here for our commentary. My vetting process is basically just 2 feet and a heartbeat, and that's how you 3 are on here with me tonight.
My heartbeat's questionable at points, but
nice little run back by Team Bryden second Carter Williamson just to open up the forefoot a little bit. It looks like Team Druids is still sitting 1, but it is close.
Yeah, so nice run back there. Looks like Druids is coming around again, gonna try to get one top of the 4. Put the pressure on.
I hear Team Bryden only formed in April of 2022. So they, for them to already be in the playoffs of a provincial event, it says something that they're gelling quite quickly.
You know what? At the junior levels, T-Bot, a lot of it has to do with coaching as well and getting proper coaching. And it's great to see the high-level coaches that we have out here in this event. You got your Jerry Adams, who's coached teams out on an Olympic stage with Silvana Tiranzoni. But speaking of Bryden, we have 1998 Olympic gold medalist, played lead for Sandra Schmerler, Marcia Gooderite out there coaching her. So it's great to see these high-level curlers giving back to this sport, coaching these junior teams.
And I just wanted to make a note that they are not playing the tick rule here this week. That's only a men's and women's play. So it's all in the name of development because juniors are still developing.
Much like the Ukes brain.
So we had. I was gonna say Sarah and Rachel and I had that conversation this morning, but it wasn't about Ukes brain. It was about the coaches being on the ice and how much help that is to them. And one of the things that I kind of wondered myself was, it seemed to me that I noticed that when coaches are out there, it seemed like the skips every once in a while when they'd get into the game, almost were relying too much, like every shot was like a turnaround to look at the coach, and beginning to wonder if maybe that gets a little bit too involved. But they both confirmed with me that it is a wonderful thing having that option out there.
Adam Druin's not liking that shot a little bit, just a little bit inside, racking on the guard. It's very close. What do you guys think? Is Team Brian sitting too?
I think it looks like red. Looks like red to me from the overhead. I think. Not sure if it's going to come into play or not, but I think he's looking to get shot rock here. So maybe bring that one in later on here.
The lounge poll says red.
Well, here comes Brecklin Gervais. He's going to try and draw another one behind cover. He makes a good one here. Team Brian's sitting three behind a couple nice corner or couple center guards there, but slips a little bit too far, and that maybe opens the door for Team Druis to play a little freeze.
Yeah, it looks like they're play the freeze here. Should be fairly close. They've thrown a couple here, and they could take the whole end away here with a good one.
For Chris and Clayton, I heard that the Swift Current Curling Club ice maker got hired to do the ice for the provincials in Estevan. So I guess when you're a talented individual, you're in high demand.
You're absolutely right there. We're very fortunate to have Jason in this club, and he's been in high demand from the get-go. And he's actually, I'll call him a local fellow. He farms about 50 minutes northwest of here and lives in Swift Current. So we're very lucky to have him.
Just a reminder to everybody who's tuned in, Curl Sask is running a progressive 50-50. All proceeds going to support Saskatchewan curling clubs. Get your tickets today. Head on to www.curlsask.ca and get your tickets and support curling in Saskatchewan.
I hear, Chris, that's a progressive season-long 50-50 for January, February, and March. So, and that the draw is going to be made on March 25th. So that's going to be a big chunk of change after that.
You're right. Just a small correction there. The draw will be made March 26th at 7 p.m. You can get one ticket for $10, 10 for 20, or 50 for 50. And you're right, season long, 50-50. It should be a great prize. But ultimately, it's all about supporting curling and keeping the curling clubs alive here in Saskatchewan.
Well, the boys are hard on the sweep here for this Josh Bryden draw. Nice sweep to get that one by.
So just to let you know, I'm one of the old boys that still does the short split because I'm skipping and my sweepers can't judge a rock. And I got a 3.33 on that one, which to me was pretty much T-line, and I would have been right.
Yeah,
The
so
short
good
split,
weight
Clayton
and
went.
so good weight there, and on the with the intern draw, set up a good angle there for the Bryden team. Druids is gonna have an issue dealing with that one, trying to get it by his. I think he might have to just play the freeze down here and try to hold him to one.
And again, like we were talking about, the coaches are on the ice for available interactions with the players a couple times in end. So this is one of these times. Team Druids has control of the house, so they invited their coach up for a conference.
So am I correct in my thinking that when you have the coach's timeout, the coach in control of the house is the only coach that will be allowed on the ice surface, and the other coach would have to stay at the backboards?
That's my understanding. Clayton, it looked like the Team Bryden coach stayed on the backboards there.
It's tough to tell on the other end because they built this rink about 4 feet too short, so it's a pretty short backboard. So when they do that timeout at the other end, once in a while you'll actually see them step over the bumper and still be okay.
Heard some laughter in the background. Sounds like things are starting to get a little rowdy down at the Swift Lawn Care Lounge.
That must have been at your place. It's nice and quiet in here. When you were talking about Jason Broughton a few minutes ago, Chris, we do have to give a lot of hats off to his number one helper here, Alex Minkin, too. He does a incredible job of keeping things in order when Jason isn't around.
So here comes the last rock here in the fourth end. Team Bryden has a bit of a tough shot here for two. Looks like they maybe need to throw a back line, just a heavy draw there to try and make two, but it looks very tough. It looks very tough to get two here. Do you guys see a way for Team Bryden to get two?
So it looks like I think he's gonna play with a little bit of weight, try to maybe push that red onto that yellow, maybe bump it back. I don't know if he'll be able to hold the shooter, but the way the ice is curling here, I think this shot might be there if he can just squeeze the guard.
It looks like to me he has to tap the yellow one a little bit to get two. But here we go. Joshua Bryden coming down the last rock at the fourth end. Let's see if that getting two. The boys are hard on it. And no, it's just going to be one. So after four ends, it's 2-1 for Team Druids. We'll be back after this.
At Viterra, we believe in the power of connection. Our world-leading agriculture network connects producers and consumers to supply top-quality food ingredients each and every day. Our team takes great pride in working closely with farmers to help feed the world. It's something we've been doing for over 100 years. And as an industry leader, we're dedicated to playing a critical role in meeting the needs of a growing world. Because together, we're stronger and achieve more.
There's no doubt running any kind of farm comes with day-to-day challenges. We built a new facility 2 years ago. Technology has totally revolutionized dairy farming. Sask Milk gives us the tools to provide high quality standard of milk, making sure our equipment is all well taken care of, make sure that those animals are housed and cared for appropriately. They continue to push us with their standards to make sure that it just gets better and better.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sasktel.com/sponsorships.
Welcome back. We're here in the fifth end here for the junior men's provincial playoffs. This is the 1-2 game live from the Swift Current Curling Club. We're in the fifth end, as mentioned. It is now 2-1 for Team Druids, with Team Druids retaining last rock. While we're early in the end, maybe Chris, get you to talk about you can't put on an event like this without sponsors, so maybe let's give the sponsors some love and give the sponsors a shout out.
No, you're bang on with that. Curling across the board takes partnerships and sponsorship without question. Whether it's the curlers, the curling teams, the curling clubs, the curling events, every aspect along the way needs the support to put on these events. And this junior provincial is not like any other. Big shout out to Stringham Law Firm, Anderson and Company Law Firm, Sask Milk, Bike Tricks. Sasktel has also been a major player and in curling across Saskatchewan, and specifically in Swift Current as well, with the Sasktel Curling Stadium. So, there's several that the list can go on and on. A great big thank you to everybody who supports curlers, curling clubs, and curling events. We truly do appreciate it, and it allows us to continue to play these amateur sports and at a high elite level such as this. So thank you to all across this province.
And thank you to Sheet 4 sponsor Swift Plumbing and Heating.
Oh, I'm going to have to charge you for that one, Wix.
They may or may not pay my Super League fee.
Yeah, Swift Current's very fortunate. Like Mr. Wix there was saying, plenty of sponsorship, and that's very evident in the stream that you're watching. Have a look in the ice. It's sponsorships galore, and we're very humbled as well to have the support in Southwest Saskatchewan that we do.
Just updating the 3-4 page playoff game with the junior men's. It is now 8. Doing some math, and it is now 9-1 for Team Eat after 4 ends, and they have shaken. So congratulations to Team Eid, who moves on in the 3-4 game to play in the semifinal tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Who will they play? We will find out in this game, as the winner of this game goes right to the final tomorrow at 3 p.m. And the loser gets another chance tomorrow 10 a.m. against Team Eid.
You'd have to think that Team Eid has to be one of the favorites in this junior event. They qualified for the men's provincials in Estevan, February 1st to 5th. And if my memory serves, I believe they already have secured a spot at the Nationals in Quebec this year due to their performance on the Junior Curling Tour this year. But as you all know, rather than going as a wild card, you'd much rather have the green and white and support this great province. So, they got their goals set on winning 2 games tomorrow.
And as Chris mentioned, the Nationals are in Quebec, and I'm curious, Clayton, est-ce que tu parles un petit peu de français?
The only one I know is voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Oh,
and I don't even know what that means, but I know it's I learned it in high school, so I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
nice.
You might have to just bonjour off.
Before we offend too many French people, I'll just say the nice shot, Carter Williamson. There did a nice triple there to clean the control zone up there.
Yeah, so nice shot. Looks like Druids is gonna try to run this one out here. He's gonna rip the center guard off. He's got control of the game right now, and he's got the right man peeling with the tuck slider.
And why not? Because they say you want to score in the even ends. So this is the fifth end. We want to head to the fifth end break with Hammer.
I try to score every end, not just the even ends, but I know what you're saying.
Now, as I mentioned off the top, Andrew Kowalski, who's here with us, he's a national firefighter curling champion, and he's actually won a provincial firefighter championship in Swift Current. And I hear rumor, Andrew, there's actually a banner with your name in the Swift Current Curling Club.
Yeah, fortunately, fortunately there is. I got called up, I guess, and I was I don't know. Thank the boys for allowing me to play, I guess.
That's truly a Cinderella story to hear that you were given a second chance. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but your curling career resembled a movie by Cheech and Chong called Up in Smoke. Prior to that,
yeah, you're right. You're right. That banner is hanging right above sheet 4, but for anybody my age, we can see the fire hydrant, but we can't make the names out of the team members. So even with a long name like yours, Kowalski, we can't see it.
Yeah, well, I don't know who to blame for that other than the guy that ordered the ban.
maybe they should have hung it in the lounge instead of out on the ice.
Because Clayton can't read the banner, maybe Andrew, let's say the names of the people you won the championship with on the current ice.
So it was myself at lead, and Carmen Cook was our second, and Chris Hikerd, the guy doing commentary here, is the fire captain, I think, now at the Swell, and our retired skipper there, Greg. We call him the Putin Tarasoff.
He's a little aggressive, is he?
Well, he likes to dictate a bit out there.
Like when you say dictate, is he just dictating the game, or do you quite often get good old-fashioned tongue lashings from him?
He's been known to have a couple little tea meetings where he lectures and you listen.
As we roll on with the fifth end, another open end. They'll hit and roll out with Andrewitz. Maybe if Team Brian wants to force issue a little bit, they can draw on that far corner guard.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a rag guard out there. I think they tried to come around it earlier in the end and didn't make it, but I think they're gonna go again here. We'll see how much we can get under here, I guess.
And Clayton, by the way I see it, you can definitely get enough finish to tuck behind a guard that far out, right?
Oh, for sure. I'm thinking he could be dead behind the guard on the center line if you wanted to be. Or not on the center line, on the T line. So, Chris, I don't see any of these guys playing the wiki-tiki shot.
Oh, I was waiting for you to lead me into that one. Clayton there is infamous for, he's got a peculiar skill where he can throw the rock so poorly, he not only plays a wick, but a tick, and he comes out smelling like roses. And I assure you, anytime he beats me, it's because he pulled the wiki-tiki out of his back pocket.
But I know where it is.
Well, nice job by Joshua Bryan. He's half buried, so it makes Matthew Jewitts have to think about it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit tougher of a shot here now. He's can only probably see half, so not sure what kind of weight he's gonna throw here. Looks like that's ice for probably control or something like that.
Caden Snow is working hard on it. Now he's off. Looks like he has a nice shot. We'll hit and roll out, so it gives Joshua Brunn another chance to bury it a little bit more. Joshua's dad, Randy, just played in the senior nationals just for Christmas. So I guess the Bryan family would love nothing more than to have two players playing national championships in one curling season. So here we go with the blanket tent. Matthew Jewitts is going to attempt a blank, and he has a little bit of easier time for this shot. In his first one, it is wide open. So Team Jewitts want to head to the fifth end break with the run point lead and control with the handle. It's just enough, and that's a blank end. So it's 2-1 Jewitts. The Jewitts retains hammer going into the fifth end break. The boys will have a picnic, and we'll be back after this.
So the unique thing about Stringham is, although we've grown, we still maintain the small town law feel.
And it's important to Stringham to go into those communities, to provide those high-level legal services to our community members, and to live in those communities, to support those communities, and to help those communities grow and thrive.
Today, online bullying is more common than ever, but there is help. Sasktel wants to solve this problem. It's why they created Be Kind Online. If you're a victim of online bullying or know someone who is, or even if you just want to stop it from happening to anyone, this is a place to learn what you can do. You can find lots of tools and tips to help you stand up to cyberbullying. Be Kind Online is a place to learn how to stay safe as well, to learn best practices and plans to stop cyberbullying before it even has a chance.
Sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
We're rolling right along here in the fifth end break. The boys are having some snacks. And we'll be back soon with some sixth end action, the junior men's provincial 1-2 game.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Welcome back, everybody, to the sixth then here at the Junior Men's Provincials. It's the 1-2 game. We had Chris Eichert, the general manager of the Swift Current Club, on the call with us for the first half of the game. He stepped away. We're left with Andrew Kowalski and hopefully Clayton Wicks live at the Swift Current Club. It is 2-1 for Team Druids, with Team Druids retaining Hammer. Again, my name is Trevor Bossel, and alongside Andrew Kowalski and Clayton Wicks, live for the Swift Current Club. It's the 1-2 game. It's playoff time here at the Junior Provincials. While I get the opportunity, I'll just update the women's play. The women's are also having their playoffs. The junior women's are also having their playoffs right now in going on at the Swift Current Club, and in the women's 1 versus 2 game, it is Team Kleider leading Team Kessel 3-2. That is a rematch of last year's junior women's final. And then in the 3-4 game in the women's, it is 4-3 for Team Pomedeli, and I probably butchered their last name, and then Team Kesserling.
I got fooled on that one too as well. It's Kesslering, not Kesserling.
Kesserling.
Kesslering.
And is it Medley?
I have no idea. I'm guessing it's Pomedley, but okay, yeah, it's starting to get a little loud in the Swift Current Lawn Care Lounge, so I'll try to find myself a little quieter spot.
Here's a kid who Snow playing this little tap with the Tucker with the broom, with the straw broom, and Andrew used to throw as a Tucker, but it just wreaked havoc on my knees, so I had to go with the crutch. I don't know how those guys do it, tucking on those knees. We just came back and then break with the players had snacks. Did you get a good job to grab a snack? Oh, I guess what last man here's Team Bright 2. Caden Snow. Come back with the second shot at the end.
My headset kind of powered out. I had to find some power, so I'm not sure what I missed out on, but I know you were talking about me for half a second, but I missed what it was, so that's probably a good thing.
Well, we already know the one team that's playing the men's semifinal tomorrow. It's it's Team Eid who just won the 3-4 game. So we'll wait to see how this game plays out to determine who he will play in the semifinal tomorrow at 10 a.m. And Clayton, I think it's you and I. I think we lost Andrew Kowalski for a second.
Okay. I think maybe he was getting some feedback there too, because you're coming in loud and clear, and I was getting some interference before as well.
Oh, yes. Well, hey, technology, you never know technology.
It's a wonderful thing.
So we're in the sixth end. Team Druids retains last rock. But Team Bryden has sitting 2 in the 4-foot.
Definitely achieved, or looks like he might achieve the force here.
And I think if you're Team Bryden, you want to force Druids to 1 here, and that would be the perfect result for this end.
Quite a few stones to come yet, so our whole world can change before the end.
This is Adam Druids. Sounds like some ping pong has started there at the Swift Current Corp.
Yeah, you either got to listen to bar noise or the ping pong table. You got to take your pick.
This is Team Bryden third, Brecklin Gervais.
Beautiful roll under there. Yeah, we've got a ping pong table up here. We got junior curling going on. So when they drag on their younger sibling, watch and they can play. We also have a couple of the curling tables up in here, and if they were playing them, we probably wouldn't get the noise we do from the ping pong.
Well, here we go, another coaches interaction. What do you think Team Druids is talking with their coach right now?
It's not like I haven't seen that problem before, but yeah, just the plan of attack on now. It's I think they want the force, but they don't want the force to be for. You don't want to force them to 4. You want to force them to 1. Even if they attempt the double there, I think there's some catches off in the corner there that come into play.
Yeah, so not an easy shot for Adam Druids by any means, but
I'm predicting this one's going to come with some velocity.
and Adam Druids, he's a tall fellow, so I imagine he can come out the hack with a lot of velocity. And as you called it, Clayton, that the catcher indeed comes into play. Team Druids just sits 1 with Team Bryden second shot, and Team Druids sitting third shot.
Just noticing when they throw these When's the last time you've seen any of these juniors lift the rock off the ice in their delivery?
It's been a while for me. I think when I curled in junior, I saw it, but you don't see it anymore, do you? I guess that's probably a factor of the coaching, and it's not the easiest to hold the line when you have a backswing, but I probably I would imagine that these days coaches don't teach it in the junior rank.
No, and we'll go to the back in the day. If you didn't get some velocity as the rock passed over the hack, you weren't going to get it to the other end. You see errors in the past where rocks actually, as they were trying to deliver them, they get them too low and they'd actually hit the hack as they were trying to throw it and stuff like that. And you never see that anymore.
So Team Brian's sitting two on opposite sides of the house, in perfect position to force Team Druids to win this end, which is probably their goal.
Yeah, I'm sure at their little team huddle before this end, that was the exact plan to try and force them to the single point. Would be a win for Bryden team.
Josh was calling. His initial indication was doing a hit and roll, but I imagine it's not a bad shot, just hitting and staying right there.
Yeah, the hit and roll would force them to the draw. I'm guessing the hit and stick, they probably go to the draw as well. So the hit and roll probably just shrinks the draw area.
Yeah, Trevor, I'm not sure if you guys can hear me again, but
we got you back, Andrew.
I'm just wondering if he wants to hit and stick there just to kind of keep the rocks apart rather than trying the roll. This is a lot, but this is his last one coming here.
Yep.
So we got a little bit of a roll, not quite buried, but Team Druids Matthew is elected to throw the hit.
Does that surprise you at all?
I do, knowing Team Druids from Men's Lane Sasktoon, they aren't afraid of the draw, but I suppose this is a wide open stone that they're throwing at. But you got to be careful that Senegard is in his field of view. So this is, although an easy shot, it's also a hard shot.
Yeah, the sixth end break, they tend to run a mop over the ice too. So if they haven't thrown the outturn here, might not be the same speed that it was a couple ends ago.
But nice shot. That gives one for Team Druids. That is a 3-1 lead for Team Druids going into the seventh end. We'll back after this.
Sign off at the end.
Curl Sask is proud to announce Friday, January 27th as the Affinity Credit Union Curling Day in Saskatchewan. We reached out to Saskatchewan for help with creating a new t-shirt design for this special day. We received over 20 submissions from people all over the province. but there could only be one winner. Congratulations to Amy Fredette from the Estevan Curling Club. Curl Sask is so excited to use this design for our Provincial Day of Curling on January 27th.
There's no doubt running any kind of farm comes with day-to-day challenges. We built a new facility 2 years ago. Technology has totally revolutionized dairy farming. Sask Milk gives us the tools to provide high quality standard of milk, making sure our equipment is all well taken care of, make sure that those animals are housed and cared for appropriately. They continue to push us with their standards to make sure that it just gets better and better.
Welcome back. We're in the seventh end here at the Provincial Junior Men's 1 versus 2 page playoff game, live from the Swift Curling Club. Again, my name is Trevor Bothell, and alongside Andrew Kowalski and Clayton Wicks. We got a 2-point game now, and with Team Brian retaining Hammer. And that was a nice freeze from Team Brian lead, Adam Bukarak.
Yeah, so Trev, we got the center guard up here again and a couple nice come arounds, and looks like we're gonna get aggressive here this end again. Also, Bryden's down a couple points. He's looking to put up a crooked number.
Sorry, I should have said that was from Carter Williamson that made that that nice freeze. Clayton, looks like there's some tight matches going on in the neighboring sheets there for the women's page playoff game.
Yeah, when you're saying that, I had to move away from the lounge area there. It got a little noisy, so I'm actually at the other end of the lounge now. So I'm looking right down on the Kesslering Palmadelli game, and it's tough to commentate on one game when you got another one sitting right in front of you. But yeah, it's a very close game. It's a 4-3 game, and we've got ton of rocks in play, 4, 8, 10 rocks in play with 4 more to come, 3 more to come. So lots of traffic and great game.
Yeah, so it looks like Bryden's trying to play the come around, kind of get to the inside of that yellow, and he just gets on the nose, so leaves a bit of a pocket there. Druids can come down with the outturn here. I don't see that rock going away for at least a couple shots.
Yes, if Kane Snow can make a good one here, that his stone is going nowhere fast. Looks like it's Team Druids sitting second and third shot with Team Bryden sitting shot rock for the moment. Nice shot there from Caden. So Team Druids sitting 3 in the 4-foot without last rock.
Yeah, so they bumped that one a bit, Trev, the red one there. Push that red one out of the way so Bryden can come down here with the intern with some weight here. He might be able to get a couple of those yellows moving.
I may wanted to ask you guys. There's been a lot of discussion in curling about going to 8 ends for competitions. I guess it's you don't worry about kids this age having enough energy to play 10 ends. But where do you guys fall on the 8 ends versus 10 ends debate?
Well, I'll talk on behalf of the old guy. I do remember, even at club level when they talked about going from 10 ends to 8 ends, and that's back in straw broom days, and we fought against it hard. But as it turned out, um, for myself, I like the 8 end game. It gets to be a little dragged out, but again, that might be my age talking.
Yeah, I like the idea of the 8 end games. Teams are playing a lot more aggressively with the better ice conditions nowadays. So I think this run them through for a couple ends and then everyone gets at her. That can probably go. Everyone's getting to practice now. The ice is running better. So I think the 8 end game's probably going to come sooner than later.
We also have the no tick coming in, the 5 guard, so that's gonna, compared to the old days, that's gonna drag the game out longer and longer as well, and it's gonna bring it down to those finesse shots. So I'm all for 8 ends.
I know from the TV viewer perspective, 10 ends isn't ideal, so we'll see where that debate falls. I know they're continually discussing it along with the players.
So just to update you on sheet 2, you guys, Kesslering just drew in for her third point to take a 2-point lead after 6.
Yeah, so good shot by the Druids team there. Kind of came around with that out turn draw there. Pushed that red one back enough where it's kind of in between the top red there, and Bryden doesn't really have a good angle on shot rock, or I don't know. I'm not sure. Is yellow looks like it's second there? Looks like Druids might be lying 2 here.
Yes, and T. Bryden has hammer, so that's a lonely Team Bryden stone there in the 4 foot. So I'm sure that's what they're talking about with their coach right now. Is their path to 2 points here in this end?
Okay, Trev. So looks like they've decided to play the red onto the yellow. Looks like they're gonna try to kill the yellow. Probably sit there, save an angle for their next one. Kind of a get rid of one and set up for your next one kind of a shot here.
Perfect hit. He might be able to get rid of multiple, but it's going to have to be precise.
Yeah, he's throwing some weight at this, so there's going to be some granite moving here. Not a bad result. Pushes the Team Druids rock to the back of the 4 foot, and that leaves them. Team Druids was line 2 before that stone was thrown, and now it's Team Bryden line 1. So not a bad result.
Yeah, no, a better result than I thought they were going to get there. It didn't look like to me the angles were set up for them to be shot, but yeah, looks like they are. Their Druids is going to come down, try to freeze to that red one, I guess.
Find it kind of interesting that Matthew Druids is ignoring that Team Bryden stone, and he's going straight for a cold draw to the freeze to his own in the 4 foot.
Yeah, it does look like the stone that was just delivered by Bryden is open enough to be pushed out.
So I think that's a pretty good result there. They got position on that. They got the angle on that red one now. I don't think the Bryden team can afford to leave it there. And it's kind of even half protected that one at the back there.
If Josh O'Brien elected to draw and freeze into the 4-foot there on the out-turn side, I guess that would that set up a double?
Yeah, it could possibly set up a double. I think it depends, depending on where he puts it. Looks like looks like they called maybe a bit of a tap on the red. I'm not.
I thought maybe trying to shave the yellow.
Or is it a tap on the yellow?
But it looks like it's Brooklyn Rig curls quite hard, but that's not a bad result, clearing up the center if you got hammer. Not a bad plan B.
So this is going to be the Skip's first one here coming, Trevor?
Yes.
Yeah, so it looks like probably going to be playing something on their own here, maybe like a hack waiter. Try to just push that red one out, maybe sit kind of a 3 in a row if you could. I think it's probably the best option. Probably the best shot, maybe hit 3/4 on the right-hand side, or right-hand side.
Depends which way you're looking at.
Depends which way you're looking at. 3/4 of the Yellowstone there, and direct it onto that red one.
And we can't talk about it enough because I know you got a lot of you guys, the viewers, are wondering. But as you notice, there's no timeouts. This coaches conference, the clock continues to run, so it's you get a certain amount of thinking time, and then if you run out, you run out. So
looks like they're calling the guard, Trevor, I think.
that sounds like it's maybe a forcing Team Brian to a 1 type play.
Yeah, they've kind of shrunk down the scoring zone with that draw to the top of the 4-foot. And they've always got the angle there, so maybe guard this up and then see what Bryden does on his next one.
Well, I would think that's high enough. Yeah, they still have the play they tried on the previous shot.
Is that guard a factor at all, Clayton, though, with the amount of curl that the Swift Current gets?
I would say not, but when we look at it, when we see our view from the house up to the guard, it looks wide open. But when we get the hack view, it doesn't look near as wide open. But I do think there's enough movement there. He could get to all of half that Yellowstone.
Yeah, he kind of left it. He kind of left it where the side that he would want. I guess if he would want to get to on that top yellow, it's on the over curl side, and the other side is obviously the jam side. So, they're talking about coming to the back, maybe light 2. I think that's probably the shot right now. Even if you just got a 1/4 around that top yellow there, and just even if you were second or third shot, but around that top yellow would be a good shot. I think be tough to get it out. Yeah, right where he's putting the broom there now.
That
Because
probably
anywhere
think
else
if he-
other
I
than
think
anywhere
if-
else other than top button sets up a double though, doesn't it?
Yeah, if he comes to that's the danger with the shot. If you come to the back, Druids is just hammering those two reds, and they both probably fly. He might lose his own at the back of the 4 though too, and which would give Bryden that hack waiter on the top for maybe a pair.
well, and I think with what they're trying here too, even placed perfectly, they can promote that yellow at the top of the 4-foot in there a little bit as well. So I'm not sure where a good spot is coming this way.
Yeah, the end is it's a pretty good setup for Druids. They've shrunk the scoring zone quite a bit, and Bryden's got to be pretty precise with his draw.
Got to go hard to get it by.
So I kind of like that shot, Trev. It's not second, but it is promotable on the next one. I don't think Druids can afford to leave it. He's either going to have to guard it up or try to remove it. If he hits that the wrong side of removing it, it's not going to be good for him. So I kind of like where that shot ended up for the Bryden team there, I think.
I think I like where it ended up better than where they were trying to get it to.
Yeah, I think ideally they wanted it about another maybe 2 inches deeper to be second, but where it is now is pretty good. Druids has got to move it. I thought he might play the guard here, but
Looks like he's throwing some sort
I
of board
kinda-
weight hit at it.
yeah, I'm not sure. He's gonna have to get to the nose. Like if he hits it anywhere broom side, and it's gonna be trouble here. I kind of like the guard here.
You don't think he's making a play on the high yellow there, or the one just top of the 4-foot?
Oh, you could be right, Clayton. I suppose you would know the ice
Yeah,
better than the three of us. And it's looking good for that. Nice
Back
shot.
with you, boys. Give me an update.
You can't fool a wily veteran.
He knows the ice better than us. Shot there.
Could you repeat that about 2 more times so Chris gets it clear in his head, because he'll have tough time believing that.
The old man knows the ice better than the old man knows the ice curls more than we do here. So nice shot by the Druids team. They were able to push that rock that was at the top of the 4 off the Bryden stone and into the button there behind the other Bryden stone. And from what I'm seeing here, it doesn't look like it's going anywhere. It's looking like it's jamming on the side Bryden rock. And
you would need to throw a parking lot way at
might
a hit
be
at
tough
that
to
angle.
score one here.
I don't think they can get a point by playing that one at the top, the red one at the top of the 4-foot, promoting it. I don't think they can score a point that way.
Is there anything else besides the cold draw to the button?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it looks like they've kind of defaulted here to the wide intern draw to the button against a couple there, it looks like.
Can of corn.
Chris is the first busy end we've seen of the game, so the boys are starting to lock horns.
Oh, like the Brahma used to lock horns back in the day. They're getting at her. It looks like a bonanza in that 4-foot.
Yeah.
Did I miss any good stories while I was gone, or just strictly business?
strictly business, I would say. They made me move away from sheet 5. There was too much noise, and got to this end, and your ping pong table was creating some static, but it's quieted down.
So Joshua, a little light with the draw. That's a steal of 2 for Team Drew. It's a big steal of 2. They go up 5-1 after 7. We'll be back after this.
Light draw. There's shades of you.
Oh.
Welcome back. We're in the 8th end of the provincial junior men's curling 1-2 page playoff game, and after that is a big steal of 2 in the 7th end for Team Druids. They are up now 5-1 going into the 8th end, and that's a 4-point lead. But in a 5-rock situation, the game certainly isn't over. Am I right, gentlemen?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Trev. I think game's not over. It's difficult to peel out.
But I think what we're going to see here is Bryden's going to have to generate at least a deuce to have any hope of coming back in this game.
Just up in the women's page playoff games, it's in the 1 versus 2 game. It is Team Kleider 5-2 over Team Kessel in this after 6. That is a rematch of last year's junior women's provincial final. And in the 3 versus 4 game, it is Team Kesserling winning 6-4 over Team Pomedley.
That seemed like it was a mouthful for you, T-Bot.
It was.
Team Kesslering keeps putting the L in the wrong spot in her name.
Yeah.
You should have seen it. It was like no other when Wicks was commentating Kesslering versus Schlechter. By the end of the game, it was Schlechtering and Kessler.
Now be careful, because that was my Bessem buddy that was saying that. Was it not?
Oh, that is correct. It was.
And it's on tape, so I can prove that. When Rachel was up here commentating with me this morning, I reminded her when she was here in high school, we ended up playing her high school team. And we went out to play in Super League and asked the age of each of her team members. And when you added them all up, he beat by 1 year. And that was me, myself, not my team.
I just want to remind the
So
viewers
it looks
that
like Brian's going to ignore those couple stones there and go around the corner.
I just wanted to remind the viewers that coming up on Wednesday, January 25th, so just around the corner, there's going to be some streaming action from the provincial ladies out of Estevan. And we got the, I heard my guy, Kerry Tarasov's already been there setting up all the gear to stream, so you won't have to wait long for more great curling on Curl Sask. Unfortunate that Carter Williamson was a little heavy there, so that leaves a deuce. We're quite tough this end for Team Bryden.
Yeah, it looks like Druitt's going to play the peel here. Bryden might want to use, maybe later in the end, he'll maybe try to loop around both those rocks at the top there.
We were talking about the ladies' provincials. That kicks off January 25th to 29th. What all teams are in the field this year, and who's it looking like it's going to be the favorite?
Well, I think Barker, Merton, Ackerman, Holland, Anderson, Stevenson, Schneider, Mitchell are all there. I even hear the provincial ladies that's playing in the 1-2 game right now. Next door is the Kleider rink is qualified even as well. So Sherry Anderson has been playing with her senior team there this year. So that'll be a change for her.
Sherry, fresh off a 5-time Canadian championship just recently. Gee, she seems to continue to win and win and win and win.
The undisputed queen of curling on the women's side in Saskatchewan right now.
Do you know Sherry Anderson? She's been winning titles since you were knee high to a grasshopper.
I used to babysit her.
Well, I had the chance to play Sherry Anderson in the September for a little warm-up game, and I must say she beat us handily.
Are you rolling down the stairs, Heikert, or what are you
Trevor,
doing?
Trevor, you were saying you were in deep against Sherry Anderson.
It was, yeah. We were looking for a little warm-up game and at the Nutana, and she obliged. So my men's night team played her in a little exhibition game back a little while ago, and she beat us handily. So Clayton, while nobody's listening, what kind of general manager has Chris Hiker been there for the Swift Current Club?
Did you say nobody's listening, so I can give you an honest opinion?
Yes.
I can see his mugshot, so I know he's listening. No, Chris has been, and I don't want you to listen, Chris, because we don't want to, as I've said before, we don't want to have to widen all the doorways into the rink to get your head through.
You guys don't have the budget for that.
But no, it's been awesome. you know, he went through a couple of years of no curling, and I don't know if that gave him time to concentrate more on sponsors and stuff. But we've got sponsors in this rink that I never ever thought I would see in this rink, and B, there is so many, and it's been great. And you know, he's got a good crew behind him and a good crew keeping him in line so he doesn't get too carried away. I have to say that the president's sitting right beside me.
So looks like we had another coach's intervention there, and they've decided to just play the straight peel on that top red. Looks like.
Make it go away.
Yeah, you're just in defensive mode now. If you're Team Druids, anything that's colored cherry, you just make go away.
When we're talking about our sponsors, I noticed one out here that Sasktel has, and it's Bike Tricks, Ultimate Electric Bike. So I'm thinking next summer that's what I should look at to keep my curling body in the shape it's in right now. I'm waiting for them to come out with the electric push broom for my front end.
Oh, right.
Hiker's been bugging me about my age, but I've noticed most afternoons, weekdays, he's out here with a push broom, so I don't know what that's all about. Or push stick or whatever you call those things. I haven't even ventured to try using one of them.
Well, I even seen Hiker on Thursday nights. He curls with a chicken hat.
Throwing it, boys. I think I just got my mic back.
I don't know about a chicken hat, but I've seen him do some awfully foul curling.
So,
what do we got here? What kind of mess we got in the front of that house there?
well, looks like the bride
needs
made a
juice.
nice come around, kind of got second shot. So I don't know. They're talking another coach intervention here, as I like to call them, and I'm not sure what they're looking at for options. They might come to the back, or they could maybe play the tap on that one that shot rock, or maybe just play the straight draw to the 4 foot.
They must be able to see a third of that.
It looks like
it looks like they can probably see a third. It's definitely looks like it's movable, but they haven't really talked about that. I don't think they're.
Wix, is there a party going on?
I'm in the quietest part of the lounge, my friend.
That would be the Swift Lawn Care Lounge. Thank you, Ron Bailey and his crew.
That's it exactly. Sitting back. Sorry. I'm sitting
Holy Christ.
I'm sitting back here right next to a broom with a whole bunch of signatures on it, including mine from the Southwest Challenge.
That must have been back when dinosaurs roamed. You won that broom.
It's the event you set up last year.
Potato.
And a good one it was. Chris challenged another club from 35 to 40 minutes away, Gull Lake, challenged them to a competition between all groups, the juniors, the seniors, the men, the women's, and we had a all-out points challenge and had a ton of fun. And someone's going back to their club this year to hopefully keep the room here, but it might be going to Gull Lake.
Oh, did Wix almost invite himself on the team?
Not even close.
What kind of mess we got going on here in this game,
Well,
Shooter Bot?
Team Bryden sitting second shot, which I guess is a good thing for them behind cover. So Team Druids will have to address it, but I'm not sure what's going on. There's a little bit of a delay here or something. All the teams are just sitting on the backboard looking down the ice.
Looks like probably a loose handle. Alex is out there giving it a fix. Nobody's time's running, so without question, it's an equipment problem of some kind.
Is that Garnet Zumak half asleep in the back there?
You cut out. What were you asking?
Is that the infamous Garnet Zumak half asleep in the back there behind the neighboring sheet?
You can tell better than I.
I think you missed it, Chris, but I was just quizzing Clayton on what you brought to the Swift Curling Club as general manager, and it was nothing but good things he said.
I'm gonna call you a liar if it was coming from my man Clayton Wicks.
Get your wallet out. And remember the challenge we had. You owe me a beer on it. Whose was bigger?
Yes, you have bigger feet.
So Team Run needs a 2 spot here. And how do they get it?
Looks like they're sitting second still, Trevor. I'm not sure. Maybe they want to. Not sure if they think they can get the edge on it like that shot rocketing. They kind of got to get to the inside there, because otherwise it's going to jam on their rock. So it looks like they're just electing to maybe play the straight draw. But I don't know if I'm in love with that, because that'll just leave Druids that short run back there on their red one. Or, sorry, their yellow one.
So if he came around the high one in the house, just where they got the broom now, that would make it a tough. It'd be more of a slash than a run back then. That might work.
Does bring a 3-ball into play though.
They could. Yeah, if they're playing that draw that short, it's just going to leave them the one right on the center line in. So good in by Druids here. He's got the control zone, and yeah, I don't know. It's going to be difficult for him to get into a spot where it can get, or where it's safe and can be removed.
It appears this is a Texas Hold'em hand where he's going to go all in.
And I think you have to in the 8th end. The Team Brighton has to score here.
Yeah, they got to score, and they got to score more than one. That's for sure.
There you go, Josh O'Brien going for the draw. Even if this goes back 4 foot, is this mission accomplished? And he's a little short.
Well, for me, that's mission accomplished for me right now. Anyway, except I guess he's got the short run back and can get rid of a ton of them. I think he did need to be another foot would have made a big difference.
Yeah, the only thing with the run back now is if he's got to be careful where he leaves his shooter and also the one that he's hitting. If he exposes that other one, it's a simple nose hit for a pair. So he can't afford to hit this too hard and roll off too far with it. He's going to keep either the shooter or the thrown rock in play here. Or sorry, the shooter or the rock he's promoting in play here.
But I think he does have to get rid of Redstone no matter what, because even giving up 2 here still leaves him in pretty commanding control.
Yeah.
As they say, you got to play the scoreboard.
Holy wicks.
What?
The peanut gallery behind you.
That's behind the black curtain.
Oh, pistol, wasn't it?
Well, is that not a nose
Well, at
double
least,
too?
yeah, that's what I was worried about. It was either gonna have to be the shooter was gonna have to roll a little bit further, or a little bit less, or that rock that he was throwing was gonna have to be rolled further. So now, yeah, simple nose hit for a pair here. Slightly high side, I guess, maybe.
Here we go, last rock, eighth end. Team Bryden needs a 2 spot here in these. Joshua is playing a double for 2. Needs this one to stay in the match.
Heavy scrub by the horses up front.
And great shot, gets his 2. That's going to make it a 5-3 score going to the 9th end here at the Provincial Junior Men's 1-2 page playoff game. Back after this.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
Here we go. We're back in the 9th end for the. We just had a tick attempt by Jared Tessier, but that would look like it was unsuccessful. I've been lamenting the fact as a career lead that we're always missing the lead shots here tonight. So I need more lead love.
Yeah, that's got to fall strictly on Jerry Gertz's shoulders. We need to work with that. We got to get the leads some love, and we got to get their shots shown. Enough of the Nintendo commercials.
So we mentioned the provincial Scotties women's match coming up. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention that also the provincial tankard men's is coming up. And Chris Heike, you yourself are playing in it. What are you looking forward to in the event?
You know what? It should be some good competition. There's some top teams definitely there. Right down to the last chance bonspiel where you had The Highway 37 Bonspiel, the Yak come out of there. The Duke of Bor has a newly formed team, so you'll definitely see Dustin Kelt off the Duke of Bor. Who else came out? You got your Top Seed, your Colton Flashes, you got your Cody Hardtongues, you got your Kelly Naps. Who else am I missing, Uke?
Not really sure. I think you've named the who's who of who's there. So it looks like Druitt's made a bit of a mistake there. They were trying to come in and they left the guard here. That's not looking like a good situation for them. Bryden's got 3 guards up here now and shooting, so good chance to maybe steal here.
Even a steal of 1 for Team Brian will be massive going into the last end.
Yeah, steal of 1 keeps their chances alive, and right now they got a couple guards to work with, or a couple 3 guards to work with, so Druitt's has got some work to do to clear that front up.
I just want to mention again that we saw the tick there when we came back from commercial break, and the ticks are allowed here, not like in the men's and the women's. They're playing that if the rock's touching the center line, that you're not allowed to tick. But here, ticks are still allowed, so that is why we saw the tick coming back from commercial break.
You know, speaking of the who's who, Saskatchewan is missing several of their top curlers. I know Kirk Myers is solely committed to doing the mixed doubles right now. But Danny Deal's moving out west or east to Manitoba. And then you got your B Mosk, the Big Red. Anybody end up knowing where he's at these days? He kind of just fell off the face of the earth.
Did he ever?
I heard he's spending a lot of time on the golf course in Phoenix, but that's just from what I'm hearing.
So still a good opportunity here for Team Bryden. Just sink one behind those guards that are just plugging up the control zone.
Yeah, so Trev, looks like they're going to play the outturn come around here. Might want to even maybe bring this rock to the back of the 4, maybe give yourself room to put another one in there.
Nothing yet from Bukarak and Gervais, but here. Well, back 4 foot, but it's buried.
Speaking of back house weight, Shooter, you've often kept that draw weight of yours in your back pocket, the back 8, back 12 foot, have you not?
I have, yeah. It's a career lead. You need that back 8 weight.
I'll sign you up.
Looking for the double here. Oh, disaster.
It seems like my team is more like what happened with Druids here when you're trying to protect a lead and you want a rock anywhere but short of the house, and that's exactly where you end up getting it.
Well, Clayton, Joshua indicated guard, but would you even be tempted to kind of maybe slip one behind in the house there?
Right now?
Yes.
No, I'd throw up a guard. Druids is going to be blasting and blasting. That's just me talking.
So it looks like they're going to play a long guard here, Trev. Maybe their strategies keep the rocks further apart. Maybe burn a couple of rocks here. Druids is probably going to have to hit. Well, that one looks like it might have overcurled, so they're probably going to be able to hit the short guard here now. I think they were trying to straight guard their red there
to all our folks tuning in. We've kept her fairly above board here. Me being fairly new to commentary, I don't know exactly how it works and if politics is something that we can discuss on air, but there, you ain't going to meet two guys that lean further left than my man Clayton Wicks and Trevor Bothrow. So much so that the old shooter bot works for the CBC, and I'm certain that's on the favorites of Clayton Wicks' tablets and devices.
You mean the government funded CBC that place? That didn't sound left wing now, did it?
The rumors are true. I do work for the CBC.
Clayton, just your thoughts on the recent convoy that headed out east to Ottawa. I know you are quite active on the social media.
I thought they were heading east to Winnipeg now.
To Winnipeg, what province is that in? Peopletoba?
Something like that. I'm like most social media people. I'll say lots on social media, but get me face to face, it's a different story.
I'm going to throw up another center guard here.
Yeah, so good shot there by the Bryden team. Guard their guard. Looks they're going to have to play that top one now. Although he's looking at the yellow.
What's the game plan here for Bryden? Are they wanting to force one and go down 3 heading into last end, or is it an absolute must that they steal a point or 2 here?
My opinion is they've been in an absolute must for the last 2 ends, and I don't think they change.
Yeah, I think the way that the Rocks are set up now, I think they're definitely playing for the steal. I don't think they're gonna play on the fourth. I think they're all in for a point here. If they can somehow generate a 2, that'd be a huge score.
Nice job by Adam Jewis there to clear the control zone a little bit. It's looking a little better for Team Drews than it was a shot ago.
So what's your call here? Top 12?
I think you got to go top 12 here, don't you?
I think you almost have to go top 4, Yeah, I think you want to bite the 4-foot here. Hopefully they peel the center one, and then you can throw a little bit tighter of a guard. I think you want to get your rock where you can score with it here, and hopefully they peel the top.
Gentlemen, be advised, the Swift Current men's annual Bonspiel is March 24th to 26th. And we will be live streaming all of those games. So your chance at some fame to get on the live stream. And this just hit me now. We got enough to make a curling team right in this announcing booth now, don't we? What are your boys' thoughts on the 4 of us connecting up for the Swift Current annual men's March 24th to 26th?
Well, I'm glad that you finally changed the date, so I'm available because I'm usually away at the MCA.
That's normally the YMCA.
No, MCA. Just a different MCA than what most are thinking.
Sounds like we have us a career lead in the shooter bot there. Surely the Ute can play second with the best of them. And she's going to be an arm wrestle with for who's going to be at the head of the house.
I don't know. I've never listened to you before, so put me wherever you want.
So good shot there by the Bryden team. I think they got the rock in the right spot. Looks like Druids can see just enough of it. He's going to try to peel it. I'm not sure. Is he trying to maybe play a kind of a softer weight hit and keep the shooter around, maybe like shot rock at the top?
Looks like it's a little hack weight shot here.
I think you can move both those.
And he just moves the
Nope,
one on the
not
top
quite.
4 foot. So still not a pretty good position here for Team Bryden. If they can draw a nice one here, Joshua could draw a nice one, maybe a steal a 2 in play, and we will have a heck of a 10th end.
Yeah, Trev, I think they kind of want to put it in almost the exact same spot.
I agree.
Maybe bury just a smidge more, but you got to get it into the 4 foot and then see what he's playing on his last one. I don't know. See, looks like he's going to have the button, but it is against 2. It isn't a tight game.
I'm sure he'd like to have this in the spot that forces them to play a draw versus any kind of a hit.
Mm-hmm. Well, the boys like to wait.
That's about as good as you can do, is it not?
I think they've done it. Yeah, I don't think he has any option but to draw.
Looks like he might be able to come to the back one and get shot rock, or at least that's what he's indicated. Looks like to me he's playing. You got to play the straight draw here, though. You can't be heavy.
You know what? You see that disaster all too many times when somebody thinks they have the backing. They throw a little more gas on it and it just runs a foot straighter, and they're clearing women and children out of the way. So hopefully we'll see if that's the case here, or if he can buckle down and put this one on the can.
So my good old short split tells me they're going to have to work this a little bit to get it there.
And they are here. Jared Tessier, Caden Snow sweeping it, putting all the weight on their brooms, looking a little bit at light. And he smashes the broom, and it's a tie ball game going in the 10th end. Looks like we've got an exciting 10th end conclusion to this match coming up. Stay tuned, folks. Don't go anywhere.
And Mitch making finish on that end.
Yeah.
The roaring game. We all love it, but sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. Don't get stuck in your curling club this year. Learn the game inside and out. Play for your favorite country and take the curling world by storm. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
So the unique thing about Stringham is, although we've grown, we still maintain the small town law feel.
And it's important to Stringham to go into those communities, to provide those high-level legal services to our community members, and to live in those communities, to support those communities, and to help those communities grow and thrive.
Curl Sask is proud to announce Friday, January 27th as the Affinity Credit Union Curling Day in Saskatchewan. We reached out to Saskatchewan for help with creating a new t-shirt design for this special day. We received over 20 submissions from people all over the province. But there could only be one winner. Congratulations to Amy Fredette from the Estevan Curling Club. Curl Sask is so excited to use this design for our Provincial Day of Curling on January 27th.
And we're back for the 10th, and it's all tied up. Coming home, Team Druids with the hammer after a steal of 2 by Team Brian in the 9th end. And Andrew, what was your reaction to that draw coming up light there for Matthew Druids?
Well, it reminded me a lot of the 1997 Tankard final. Shades of Bob Ellard coming up well light against Jim Packett to go to the Briar.
Holy cow, I thought I was old.
Well, I was there, and I was just a little gaffer, but I saw it.
And was that when Bobby Coyman was knee-high to a grasshopper?
He might have been coaching the Ellard squad.
You know, that was a great finish to the end, and it was even capped off with a Mitch Minkenbrunn tap. It's great to see the emotion and the drive of these curlers that want to win. This means something for them for sure. Trying to carve her hard for the tick shot there. And we got a Dave Kidby airmail.
So another couple red ones in play for Bryden on the center line, and he's shooting here. He's going to guard the guard. And looks like they got another pretty decent opportunity to steal here if they can keep the double peel out of play.
I just got a message from the president of the Saskatchewan Curling Tour. Welcome, Ryan Dice. He just tuned in.
Ryan Dice, correct me if I'm wrong, but was he not at the last chance qualifier? How did that end up there?
I am not sure. I don't see him on the Tankard roster.
Ryan Dice has been great for the Saskatchewan Men's Curling Tour. Working hard behind the scenes to make sure events run. You got all curled in one of them before. You might be privy to some of his league-wide pleas that he so often sends out, but he does a great job running that Swift Current Men's Tour, and they always have a stop in Speedy Creek in the fall.
From Fox Valley out.
Whoa, Wicky Ticky peeled them both there.
Hello to all our viewers.
I'm not sure if they were trying to play the top one, but that's a great result. They were able to move the top, move the center guard off. Looks like they were burying the straight peel. Got a smidge tight and just kind of wicked off the top one there. So good result for the Druids team.
I call that the wick tick.
The wick tick. Not what they were playing, but they will take it.
I've done it before.
So if you're Team Bryden now, you guard all day, don't you?
Yeah, you got to protect your red, guard this. Okay. Throw a guard on the center line. They're going to keep peeling it. And then you're looking like going to be coming around your top 8 there with your last one, probably.
I don't think the game plan has changed since 8th end.
You know what? She's pretty straightforward. You're going to see Bryden and the boys throw up center guards probably right until their skipper's last rock, and then they're going to look to tap that rock straight back to the button.
Ironically, Heike, you mentioned team manners at the last chance once. Well, I just did some research and found out that this very team of Team Brian eliminated them from contention at the last chance.
You gotta be a shooter botting me. This Team Dryden was the ones who eliminated the Fox Valley Connection. Team Manners,
Correct.
the last chance.
Former Saskatchewan Brier or Saskatchewan provincial champ.
I've seen it all.
Team Brian third, Brecklin Gervais throwing up another guard. That's going to be the game plan for them the rest until Skip rocks.
So a quick update on the Kesslering Pomedley game. Kesslering is up 2 coming home with Hammer, but she's faced with 2 of the Pomedley stones in the forefoot, 1 biting forefoot, and mostly covered with a little traffic up front. So could be a great finish to that game as well.
Druids, some heavy smoke here.
No, great shot. Got rid of them both. Rolled off. Opened it up. Like their chances now.
That was a game changer in the end, and that right there ensures that you're going to have a shot of some sort to win.
Nice shots by Adam Drewitzer and Cade Snow to clear the deck for their skipper.
Yeah, some good shooting on the last couple there. Opened up the front. Looks like we're going to have a timeout here. I think we got it. I think we can throw one more dart. We hope for a nose on appeal or a straight flash.
Clayton, is that what you would do to throw up another guard? And where would you put it? Because, you got that catcher yellow guard on the side.
I would. I like where they're thinking. I'm thinking like in the 2 area.
Do you ever, boys, wrap one with the intern around that corner guard? And hear me out here. You throw the high guard, he's just going to peel, and you got to be prepared for this to be the situation. But if you wrap one now, possibly they peel that yellow, and you might be able to slowly inch a guard closer to the center line. It's all about cutting the range down, I'm thinking, and making the last shot as tough as possible for this Druids team.
The wonderful thing about curling.
This is the second shot, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah, I think looks like they went back to the straight guard here. I kind of like it. I think maybe one shot too early for coming around that yellow. If you want to play that come around.
But what Chris was saying, if you're going to play the come around, I think you have to do it now. If you do it on your next shot, we only got 1 left.
Winner of this game getting a direct bye to the provincial final and all the perks that come with it, I believe, rocks and hammer.
Team Ede awaits the winner or the loser story of this game tomorrow at 10 a.m.
So they slid into the rings there, but it not really changing the game plan here. Druids is going to play the straight peel.
Just tickled that one out of the way, but it does the trick.
So we got Skip Rocks. Clayton, do you go in now?
I think now I agree with what Chris said earlier. If you wrap one around into the full 8 foot, They probably go after to peel the high one, then you throw one top 8 and make them draw.
Looks like to me they're throwing that one last guard.
I guess no matter what you look at, I don't think Druitt's is going to be looking at a tougher shot than drawing to full 4, no matter what they do.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter where you lie the second point. It's you're drawn against 2 either way, so where they are doesn't really matter as long he's always going to have the 4-foot.
But I tell you what, he doesn't necessarily have that 4-foot in his back pocket, as we saw last hand pulling the Eugene Ritzik. He's coming up quite light on that. I don't think he's going to be wanting to draw the 4-foot. I'm hoping he's hoping for maybe a mid stick or something a little easier.
And he slips a little heavy here, and that's not what he was playing. He was playing a guard, but here he is sitting 2. With Team Druids having last rock.
Yeah, so Druids has looked like he's wanting to play maybe a hit and roll to the somewhere around his yellow. I don't like if he sits it there because that allows Bryden to just come around it. So he's got to be careful with the shooter here. Any roll towards that yellow is a good shot though, because it'll take that yellow away and put the pressure back on Bryden with his last one.
I'm for myself, I would almost like to see not playing the roll, or I mean, to me, if he rolls half behind the yellow, that just gives him that bigger of an area to draw behind and shrink the rings a bit. I would like to see this roll out if I had the final stone.
Well, that's about worst case scenario, my friend. Now that leaves acts as a center guard and allows you to wrap one around there into the 4-foot.
Right.
Yeah, you had to almost roll there, didn't you? Because this kind of gives the Team Brian a guard to draw around.
Yeah, I think they probably should have been brushing that and rolled it off. I think I'm not sure.
I would rather this not be on air and on record, but I almost tend to agree with Clayton Wicks. What might have been the play.
Yeah, as soon as you add another rock, it can come back to bite you. That previous shot, I would have been rolling out all day. I roll out all day on a hit and stick. So.
The difference with that though, Wicks, is you'd have been playing the hit and stick.
So here we go, Joshua Bryden drawing his last rock, presumably of the game. Needs to put a good one here for set up a steal. Carter Williams and Adam Bukarak are just guiding this one in.
So just to update you a little bit, Kessler had to hit a rock on the 4-foot and stick to win the game. She was hitting against 3 and she was up 2. So she had to hang around to win the game.
So it looks like they got it pretty much almost at least 3/4 tucked around. They're back 4, but pretty good shot from the Bryden team there, I think.
Yeah, if you're Team Bryden, you got to be happy with that. You couldn't do much better than that.
So Matthew Druitt's drawing up a draw to the 4-foot to send his team to the provincial junior men's final tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Well, there aren't many things for certain in life. I know there's death, there's taxes, and there's the fact that Clayton Wicks will be on his stopwatch with the short split here for us.
Not a chance, my friend. Too late.
Caden
Taylor
Snow,
to post, the boys are on it.
They're on it right away. Oh.
Now they're off of it.
Got a
Oh,
curl,
this one's got
boys.
a curl. This one's got a curl.
It's moving now. It's on there.
Big steal won by Team Bryden. They will go to the provincial men's final tomorrow at 3 p.m. Team Drew drops to the semifinal. Fellas, that was fun. That's Clayton Wicks, Andrew Kowalski, Trevor Bothwell, and Chris Eichert. Gentlemen, it was fun, and what a game.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
heck of a comeback by the Bryden team. I thought they were down. They looked to be down and out, but Five Rock ruling, never quitting.
Tune in tomorrow for the
10 a.m. with
for
the final at
Championship
3
Sunday.
p.m. We look forward to seeing all you folks there. Take care. Have a good night.
So the unique thing about Stringham is, although we've grown, we still maintain the small town law feel.
And it's important to Stringham to go into those communities, to provide those high-level legal services to our community members, and to live in those communities, to support those communities, and to help those communities grow and thrive.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.